For most of your life, sleep was probably something you took for granted. It was a simple transaction. You lay down, closed your eyes, and 8 hours later, you opened them. You were, for lack of a better term, a professional sleeper. But then, perhaps gradually or perhaps all at once, a switch flipped. It usually happens in our late 40s or 50s. You still fall asleep easily enough. You might even feel exhausted when you hit the pillow. But then, the switch activates. It is 3:17 a.m. The house is silent. The world is asleep. But you are wide awake, and it is not a gentle waking. It feels chemical. You might feel a strange heat radiating from your chest or neck. Your skin might feel slightly itchy or sensitive. Your mind isn't just active. It is hyper-alert, scanning for problems that don't exist. You look at the clock and calculate the math. If I fall back asleep now, I can still get 3 hours. But the harder you wish for sleep, the more elusive it becomes. This is the 3 a.m. switch. It is one of the most frustrating experiences of aging because it feels like your body has forgotten how to do the most natural thing in the world. But your body hasn't forgotten. It is simply reacting to a hidden overflow of a specific chemical, one that you probably think has nothing to do with sleep at all. When we try to solve this problem, we usually look at the obvious suspects. Are we stressed? Did we drink too much water? Is the mattress uncomfortable? But there is a silent biological rhythm running in the background that dictates exactly when you wake up. It is controlled by a balance of chemicals. We often hear about melatonin, the hormone of darkness that puts us to sleep. However, we rarely talk about its opposing force, the wakefulness molecule. To understand your 3 a.m. wake-up, we need to talk about histamine. Most of us only know histamine as the enemy of allergy season. We think of sneezing, itching, and puffy eyes. But in the human body, histamine has a much more vital day job. It is a neurotransmitter that signals the brain to be awake, alert, and motivated. In a perfectly balanced body, your histamine levels follow a curve. They are high during the day to keep you focused, and they drop to their lowest point in the evening to allow you to sleep. Then, around 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., they naturally rise again to act as your internal alarm clock. This is the chemical dawn. But as we age, 2 things happen that disrupt this curve. First, our bodies naturally produce less of an enzyme called DAO. This enzyme is the janitor responsible for sweeping away excess histamine. Second, our bucket for histamine fills up faster than it used to. Imagine your body is a rain barrel. Throughout the day, you are filling this barrel. Stress adds to the barrel. Environmental irritants add to the barrel. But the biggest contributor is often what we eat and drink. If that barrel is already 90% full when you go to bed, it doesn't take much to make it overflow. Here is where the timing comes in. Your body naturally starts to ramp up its immune activity and chemical production in the early morning hours, often starting around 3 a.m. If your histamine barrel is already near the rim, this natural early morning rise causes an immediate overflow. The result? Your chemical dawn arrives 3 hours too early. The surge of histamine hits your brain, and boom, you are awake. This explains the specific symptoms many people feel: the sudden alertness, the feeling of being too warm, since histamine widens blood vessels, or even a stuffy nose or slight itchiness in the middle of the night. You aren't waking up because you are done sleeping. You are waking up because your wakefulness chemicals have flooded the system prematurely. So, how do we drain the barrel so that the morning rise happens at 7 a.m. instead of 3 a.m.? We don't need to take medication. We just need to adjust the inputs. Here are 2 strategies to lower your histamine load before bed. Many of the foods we consider healthy or sophisticated are actually massive triggers for this wakefulness chemical. Histamine builds up in food as it ages. The longer a food sits, ferments, or cures, the higher the histamine count. Think about a standard healthy dinner for an adult. A piece of leftover grilled chicken from the night before, a side of sauerkraut or kimchi for gut health, maybe a slice of aged Parmesan cheese, and a glass of red wine. While nutritious, this meal is a histamine bomb. Fermented foods, aged cheeses, cured meats, alcohol, and leftovers are all incredibly high in this wakefulness molecule. If you are struggling with the 3 a.m. switch, try a 1-week experiment. Eat only fresh at dinner. This means cooking your protein immediately before eating it. No leftovers from the fridge. Avoid the aged cheeses and the fermented sides in the evening. Save them for lunch when you want to be awake. Swap the red wine, which blocks the DAO enzyme from working, for a clear spirit or, better yet, herbal tea. By reducing the amount of histamine entering your system at 7 p.m., you ensure the barrel is low enough to handle the natural rise that happens later in the night. The second source that fills the barrel while you sleep is your immediate environment. You might not have allergies in the traditional sense, but your immune system is always sampling the air. If you are sleeping on a pillow that is 2 years old or a mattress that hasn't been vacuumed, you are breathing in microscopic dust and irritants for 8 hours straight. Even a low-level sensitivity causes your body to release histamine as a defense mechanism. This creates a slow drip, drip, drip into your barrel all night long. By 3 a.m., the accumulation triggers the wake-up response. The fix is mechanical and simple. First, consider using a high-quality, zippered allergen protector for your pillow and mattress. This puts a physical barrier between you and the dust. Second, if possible, run a HEPA air purifier in the bedroom. This filters out the invisible particles that trigger your immune system. By scrubbing the air and shielding your bedding, you stop the immune system from reacting while you sleep. You keep the histamine levels flat and low, allowing you to glide right past that 3 a.m. danger zone. The 3 a.m. switch is not a sign that you are broken. It is simply a sign that your body's chemical timing is slightly out of sync with the clock on your nightstand. By paying attention to the age of your dinner and the quality of your air, you can keep the wakefulness chemical in check until the sun actually comes up. There is one more crucial factor that controls your morning energy and your ability to fall asleep the next night, and it involves how you use your eyes in the first 20 minutes of the day. To fix your morning rhythm so tonight goes smoothly, click the video appearing on your screen now.